Hey everybody, Tim coming to you with our Tuesday tip. Today we're going to talk about lost wages and your vehicle. So let's first talk about your vehicle. So you get into a wreck. It's not your fault. Somebody else caused the wreck. They crossed the center line, ran a stop sign, failed to yield when you were turning and you had an arrow, whatever it is, but somebody else is at fault. So you're dealing with their insurance company with regards to your vehicle. So a couple of things. If you looked at our prior Tuesday tips, you saw that a vehicle insurance policy is a bunch of different insurance policies wrapped into one. And one of the things the adjuster might do is try to combine these policies when talking to you about your car. They might tell you that you have to settle all of your claims in order to settle your vehicle. That is not true. You can settle the vehicle case on its own and not settle the personal injury or bodily injury case at the same time. They might tell you that you have to give a statement. You don't have to do that either. You have to talk to your insurance company. You have a contract where you agree to cooperate with your insurance company, but you don't have to give a statement to the other insurance company unless you file a lawsuit. They may say something like, well, if you don't give a statement, I'm going to close my file. Okay, well, that doesn't mean anything either because there's a statute of limitations of how long that you have in order to file the lawsuit. Just so we cover this, I'm only licensed in the state of Illinois. This does not create an attorney-client privilege. This is not designed to be legal advice, just personal advice. So when it comes time for you to negotiate with your car, first of all, there's two websites that you can go to look at vehicle values. Kelley Blue Book and NADA.com, and we can put up the links for those two. Now, this didn't used to be an issue, but now it's much more of an issue because used car values are so high. So it's hard to get a replacement value for your vehicle, which is what they're supposed to give you. But adjusters are the same adjusters who were doing this stuff prior to COVID. And so they're kind of locked in their patterns. And so they're used to being able to settle cars for much cheaper amounts of money than they can nowadays. So I would look at NADA and Kelley Blue Book. But the other thing that I would do is I would simply go online and look for similar vehicles that are in your area and what the prices are in order to replace them and show them to the adjuster and say, look, you know, I had a 2014 Cadillac STS or whatever, and now here's the vehicle. I had a Crown Victoria, and here's the vehicle. Older vehicles are harder, especially if you've got an older vehicle that you've taken very good care of and it has low miles. A lot of times the Kelley Blue Book on that vehicle is not going to be very high, and they're only required to give you what the market value of that vehicle was. So try to find local vehicles that are for sale. Also, if you've done any work on that vehicle in the recent past, if you put new tires, you redid the brakes, you did a paint job, you redid the air conditioning, okay, whatever. Make sure you go and get receipts for that stuff and give it to them because that'll add to the value of that vehicle. If the insurance company isn't sure who's at fault, go to your insurance and have them replace the vehicle and let them go sue the other insurance company. It's much easier for them to do that than for you to do that. They have a whole administrative law process that allows them to go and sue that insurance company to figure out who's responsible for the vehicle. Much easier for you. Just turn it into your own insurance. That assumes that you have collision coverage. If you don't have collision coverage, then you cannot do that. Now, what about lost wages? Well, lost wages are going to be part of your bodily injury claim, the personal injury claim. So when it's time for your lost wages, you're going to be settling the entire personal injury claim. This is where you should be talking to a lawyer. You should be talking to a lawyer right from the beginning. Remember, the more hurt you are, the sooner you need to be speaking to an attorney. So in order to file for lost wages, you're going to have to do a couple of things. Number one, you're going to have to show them your tax returns. Typically, we need 5 years of tax returns to show a history of income. You're also going to need something from your employer showing what your lost income is. Now, it can be almost anything. They just need something for their file. If you are an employee, go to the HR department or whomever handles that stuff for your boss and just ask for, you know, here's my W-2 from last year and something from them indicating the amount of time that you missed and what you made during that time. If you are a seasonal employee, maybe working out of a union, and you missed out on a bunch of overtime, go to your union shop representative, go to whomever the HR person through the local and or the union hall and ask them. Give me information as to how much overtime or roughly how much overtime I missed. And make sure you get that to your attorney when it comes time for them to file the demand or try to conduct the settlement for the personal injury side. So the car is going to be separate, and many times you're dealing with a separate adjuster when you're dealing with the vehicle. So that's usually something that you can do on your own. You don't usually involve your lawyer because it'll usually cost you money. I mean, the more that the lawyer gets involved, you're going to get less money for the vehicle because you got to pay the lawyer. So it's usually better off to just deal with that on your own. And it's hard to get a fair result there. You're usually looking for like an okay result, and that's kind of the best that you get. The lost wages are going to be part of that personal injury side. You should be talking to an attorney. If you have lost wages and you got injured enough that you missed work, it's time to be talking to a lawyer. They're going to need documentation. They're going to need tax returns. They're going to need stuff from your HR department. And go get more stuff. I mean, if you missed overtime, if you missed this, if you missed that, if you had to use vacation days, okay, add all that stuff up. That stuff all counts. They just need documentation to verify that. But those two things are going to be separate. You got any questions? Make sure to write them down. Put something on this post. Hit like and hit subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, please. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. Please put them in chat. Please add them here on the comments, and we'll be happy to try to answer those as quickly as you can. We come to you every Tuesday around noon. A little late today. What can I say? Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.